Sir, can I see your ticket, please?
Hell no! I've seen the video. You gotta beat me up, right?
Okay.
Right? What? I'm a doctor. I'm a financial doctor. You want an apple? You want an apple? Wait, you gotta beat me up, right? You let me first get my Band-Aid! My Band-Aid! Hi guys, so I believe you have seen this video on YouTube, right? It's really viral. So I'm not going to talk about anything more about the management style or the feelings inside. The feelings inside, I'm really mad. As an Asian, I'm super mad, right? Even you're not Asian, you're really mad. Who does that? After all, who does that, right? But anyway, I still haven't seen any video in the business side angle how we should handle this situation, or in a business perspective, how airline companies work. Okay? So we'll talk about that this moment, okay? Then before the conclusion, I'll tell you 3 reasons why in my 20 years of my investment life, I've never one time, never bought an airline stock. That's why. 3 reasons, okay? In the conclusion, I will use UA as an example, how they should handle that. And will that happen to any airline companies? Because at any random time, if there's a policy coming out, if US dollar is going strong or your currency in your country is going strong, people tend to travel a lot, right? So you will heard from video or media, you should buy airline stocks. So should you buy it? My bet is never, because of 3 reasons, right? So you can short it, but you don't buy it, okay? So you can speculate it, you don't invest in it. So speculation and invest is different, right? Invest, you put in a lot more money, and speculation is kind of a quick cut loss and cut gain, right? So it's different. So first of all, if you are new to my channel, hopefully you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll have more of this video coming up for you guys, and more of education videos, housing videos, and also a bunch of analysis, kind of specification analysis. I will talk about that. Anything about money, I'll share the video. So business is okay. And you can also like my Facebook page. So if you haven't done that, please subscribe and like my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. So please smash the like button and share this video to your friends. Hopefully we can hit 1,000, maybe 1,000 views and 100 likes, please, maybe. Okay, so I'll try my best to explain what we have done in research sense of how the business perspective or investment perspective. Even you're not investing in airlines, right? You can take it as a reference and an education tool for you to have deeper thoughts and inspiration and how you should perceive any operations of all companies, okay? Because the first thing I want to explain first up is overbooking and bumping. What's overbooking? Overbooking is a really standard and common topic in university. Come on, man. Overbooking, okay? So people say that, oh, because of this issue, overbooking should be terminated, should be violating the law, should be set in under the law. I don't think that will happen, because overbooking is all over the world. As long as you can reserve something, you should overbook something as an owner, okay? So that's fair, right? So as much as I hate what UA was doing, overbooking is for sure, that's sure. Because, for example, right now I'm in Hong Kong. If you don't know that, I started in Hong Kong and Malaysia, and now in Taiwan and China, stuff like that, because I often host some free events. So, because they're free, right? So only about 5 to 4 year statistics, 71 to 75% of those will show up. No show is around 25%. So I can always overbook, right? If I don't overbook, that's opportunity cost. That's university or high school material. All right. But the thing is, people tend to underestimate. If you overbook, you have to refund, repay, or you have to compensate. That's the key word, compensate. Okay, people think that compensation is quantified word. It's not quantified at all. It's intangible and cannot be perfectly quantified. Let me explain. If you underbook it, you lose money, right? That's quantified. If you overbook it, if you cannot compensate something that that client, that customer wants, they can either never visit you, they can badmouth you, they can spread in the front, and in this case, the whole wide world, across all races, across all occupations, may not even ever visit UA again. For me, I'm not sure in the world. Maybe 1 or 2 years later, people forget and they get onto UA again. For me, I'm dead sure I will never visit UA again, because I can take transit using VA and then transit to Toronto, visit my families, right? I'll never take UA, okay? I just take another airline, right? Because there's something intentional. If you ask me, is that quantified? Is that logical? It's not. It's not, right? It's feeling. That's completely illogical and cannot be quantified, and that's the biggest cost of airlines. And they can only earn a little bit, and they can, in this case, lose a lot. Not only that, Dow is suing them, right? They're going to sue them for thousands of millions of dollars. All right, so that's the overbooking issue. All right, so back to the 3 reasons why I would never invest in airlines. So the Dow UA crisis, I think, is a catalyst. It's always there. The risk is always there. There are 3 reasons why I will never invest in airlines. So before that, if you want to dig in deeper about the overbooking issue, you can go to the link below, the Tech Talk. It's a really detailed and clear education video you can take a reference of. All right, so the first reason is hedging is really hard. Okay, so the biggest cost of airline is oil, crude oil, that's for sure. So you have to hedge it, right? So what's hedging? So if the oil price goes from 20 to 120 and back to 20, it's really fluctuating, right? So business is all about anticipation. And even your investment, your housing or your stocks investment is exactly the same. It's not only that you buy the stock and tomorrow it goes up, you profit. It's not about that. It's always about how much you can anticipate the risk and return. And in the end, you will be the winner. Okay? So hedging is about locking something using contracts at a certain level. So in this case, Cathay Pacific is a global, really big airline company. So they had a paper loss of nearly $1 billion US. That's even really close or even more than their revenue, their profits, right? That's really crazy and insane. It's from losing, from hedging. That's pretty stupid, right? But after all, they're airlines, they're not iBanks, right? If we have to help them, we'll say, for any price dropping from, like, this is 2009, right? 2008 is 150, the oil prices dropped from 150 to 20 and 30 level. By then, the price should have broken a lot of resistance, like channels, like weight theories, lots of things. So your lockup level should change, okay? Should change accordingly. But after all, yes, I know they're not iBank, but they should hire a person like the best and professional in investment, right? Locking a contract at the same level is not wise. It's stupid, right? So anyway, it's hard. So it's hard. The second part of hedging is you see Cathay Pacific, after that, the profit gain from hedging is always less than what they lost in hedging. That's really bad. That's really sad. So it's listed in Hong Kong, so I'll use the Hong Kong Hang Seng Index as a benchmark. So Hong Kong Hang Seng Index, as you see, is really, really bad, doing really poor. It barely moves, okay? So it can, under these circumstances, it could still underperform this index. Just like that, I'll give you an example. The passing rate is E, okay? And you can literally get me an F. That's really hard. Multiple choice 100 questions for A, B, C, D. So if you select the answers randomly, your score will be 25%. So you are getting 10. That's really hard, okay? Or 1, that's really hard, right? That's how bad it was. So another cause of hedging is, as I said, about the consumer behavior and the compensation to consumer. That's really hard. So this is a list of airlines that are involuntarily pushing clients out of the airplane. It's not just UA, Hawaiian Airlines, Virgin America, Delta Airlines, all do that. Who does that? Everyone does that. That's really bad. I'm going crazy, right? So if they do that to me, what should I do? What should I do? I couldn't do anything. That's pretty bad experience. That experience is not measurable. And good experience is always the key for the company to be successful. The referral rate, the happiness, the experience is always the key. So I know why this is happening to us every day. Apparently, it's every 1% or even American Airlines is doing that 10% of the time. It's voluntary to involuntary. It's 1 out of 10. So I ask you 10 times, 1 time will pull you out of the aircraft. That's crazy, okay? That is really hard to hedge. So what should I compensate Dr. Dow? Right now, nothing much. Nothing much. I'm a doctor, I have money. I have dignity. I just know that I have dignity. Now you're dead. You're really dead. I burn you down. Okay? So in this case, they're losing millions of dollars, maybe even billions. All right, so the second thing is the cost of airlines really high, okay, and expensive. So I'm a member of Cathay Pacific, so I'm that sure that I'm not investing in Cathay Pacific because I just have to travel 2 times a year and they give you a silver membership. Silver membership, you can go to any of the lounge and they have great food. The most expensive food, I will aim for that and eat. That's Haagen-Dazs. I will take 7 of those. Okay, that's true. But now I'm getting old, so I eat 6 or 5, or else I will have some reactions, you know. And if I know my friends, they're the staff of the airline, they will upgrade me to business class, all kind of stuff, right? I can make some complaints, and they always have to change the media system, entertainment system, and the chair, and you have to lean back. It's really competitive, right? So that's really hard to operate. So 3 biggest costs of airlines are, the first one, oil. The second one, salaries. The third one is the usage of the gates in the airport, okay? So those 3 are the most expensive. So oil prices, I've talked about that, it's really hard to hedge and it's always expensive. If you drive a car, you know oil price is really expensive. So the second one is salaries. Look at that. Southwest Delta, Air Asia, Cathay Pacific. I choose all the airlines across all whole wide world. People, all of them are suffering of their salary. So you kind of see a lot of the unions and more conflicts between the staff, airline crews, and the companies, right? So that's really a big headache. So let me show you 3 examples. The first example is Skymark Airlines from Japan. It's founded in 1996, is from Japan. So when the Japanese yen was getting really strong, I mean USD to Japanese yen was as strong as 75. So 70s, that level. So when a currency gets really strong, people tend to spend more money. People tend to travel, right? So at that time, they say, the business is really good. Let's buy 6 more aircrafts, A380. So they bought 6 of those. And then Japanese Minister Abe launched a series of policies. So the Japanese yen was really going really weak to 120. So now people don't travel, people don't spend money, people just want to do export, people can't save money, people want to expand, people are looking for things to invest, right? Just not spend money. So they went into bankruptcy. That's the story. The second story is Oasis. That was founded in 2005, I believe. It's one of the first budget airlines. So they have investors, but they really are struggling of the money. So maybe they knew the oil prices, they really have to hedge it, but they didn't have the money to hedge the oil prices. Oh my God, so that's it. And then they asked for more money from the investors, they say no. In the end, bankrupt. That's it. The most famous story is American Airlines, so they have filed bankruptcy for 2 times. The first time is after 9/11, so people tend not to travel and they cut the price down, but the cost was still really high, so they went into bankruptcy. The second one is about the salary. See, the salaries. They wanted to cut the salaries down, but they cannot find a consensus between, so the unions and the company fought for a long time, and they filed bankruptcy again. So airlines, because of the cost, is really dangerous. So that leads me to the third point, budget airlines. Today, budget airlines is a really crazy competition. Let me show you now. So right now, I travel a lot, right? I'm from Hong Kong, friends from Malaysia and Singapore. I tend to really have to fly, right? I can't take a boat, but I can take an airplane, right? So let's see, that's a traditional airline company. It costs $2,900. So I believe it's Hong Kong dollars, right? Hong Kong dollars, HAD. So that's about 300 USD, right? But for budget airline, on the right-hand side is 950. 950, okay? 50, that's Air Asia, right? So if I take Air Asia, I really hate Air Asia. That's a budget airline. I really hate that. When I got onto the plane, I look in front, nothing, just a poster, right? When I was 1 minute late, so they definitely make me pay. They have to literally make me pay, right? Pay for next trip. I have to double my cost. Just 1 minute late. I tried 2 times. 1 minute late. Because I used to take Cathay Pacific, these big airlines, right? They tend to serve me 1 minute late. Oh, so that's okay. You can line up here. You have business class, whatever, right? Not in Asia. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Obama or Donald Trump. Of course, I think they care. But I'm just saying that they won't care if you're late. They will find a way to charge you. I'm sure. They will find a way to make you pay. And while you're sleeping on the plane, suddenly a big, strong scent of food. You're really hungry. And then, oh, that's food, right? Oh, sorry, you have to pay. Right? That's the way they earn money, right? But after all this, I still choose Air Asia to Malaysia, right? That's really cheap. That's like 1,000 something, right? That's 200 USD, I can buy many things. I can watch movies, I can buy a bag. Of course, I can't buy Prada for my wife, but I can buy a bag or eat, something like that. Okay, so I can chill out with this money with other things. I just have to suck it up with this flight. That's okay. That's a 2-hour trip. That's okay, right? So anyway, so if you don't believe me, I show you the revenue. Just right on. Currently, AirAsia, Southwest is kind of a budget airlines. The revenue of these airline companies are going up. Just coincidentally, other traditional airlines are going down. So let me show you one more. Profit margin is the key because revenue is nothing, right? You have the profit. So you see profit margin because of that. Because airlines is all about sunk costs, right? If you have a certain revenue, then your profit margin will become really good, okay? If you're below certain revenue, your profit margin suck, like loss, you lose your money. So you see, it's right on again. AirAsia and Southwest, they're all going up, okay? Especially Southwest airline, it never loses money. It's always going up. So you see Cathay Pacific and American Airlines is going down. For example, Cathay Pacific is from 2010, the profit margin is above 10. And then it came back to single digit, and the most recent year, they lost money, okay? The profit margin is negative. So it's really, really hard to operate the airlines company. So I will try to use the UA management crisis as an example of that could happen to any airlines, okay? So the example is a series of stupid mistakes lead to this situation. Okay, let me put it this way. Overbooking and the penalty and compensation of overbooking happen to all airlines, right? So you will lose money. It's always a bigger cost behind you, more than what you earn. It's always the same. But some company will have a tremendous, humongous cost behind you because you do stupid things. Among all this unquantified and experienced compensation stuff like that, okay? So UA, if you don't know that, the story is they are missing 4 pilots going to Louisville, I think is this town. In the small town, they don't get to have enough sufficient pilots on call, right? So they need 4 pilots in this airplane to that place, okay? So the first 3 is pretty good. They're offering $1,000 for college students. So if you're a college student, will you take it? Why not? So I don't get to earn money. Really good, right? On bingo, right? So move me, go, let's go. I get $1,000, right? I can chill with my friends and come back and get, whatever, screw the trip, whatever, right? But the 4th choice of they do, the first mistake, they choose a doctor, right? And an Asian doctor, wait a second, the doctor. So doctor, come on. I don't know this doctor, right? I just randomly choose, there's Dr. Dao, I choose you, right? So it's doctor. Maybe they didn't know that, but the doctor will say no, right? So if you say no, you know that the $100 is not enough to compensate that. It's about experience, right? I really have to get there on time. I'm sorry, I'm not getting off the plane. Even Dr. Dao is going crazy. I don't care. You, as a company, you have to serve the client. Unless you want to go bankrupt, right? If you want to get bankrupt, that's okay. You can pull everyone off the plane. The airplane is just taking off with the 4 pilots. That's really easy, right? So this is one mistake. So second mistake, if they say no, you should say no, right? You can literally choose the 4th college student for him or her to go off the plane. That's it. The 3rd one, which went viral. Now we know, okay? Security used the dramatic measures to violently pull that passenger out of the plane. That's really bad because you can't involuntarily ask someone to go off the plane, right? Even you do that, you don't need to use this measure, right? It's a serious mistake. The 4th one is the pretty darn crazy action. That is the stupidest one. The CEO, he literally sent an email out appraising, saying that you guys did a good job. Now we know. It's the culture. It's the culture. The CEO spread this culture to the whole company, saying that whoever preventing us to earn money, screw them, okay? Just pull them out, beat them up, okay? That's crazy. Who does that? So a serious mistake is that belongs to UA. But true, as an airline company, you really have a huge burden behind. But you can stop at stage 1, right? You can always stop at stage 1. So now, you will go to bankruptcy a lot faster, okay? That's the key of UA. Sorry for my temper or whatever, so I believe you have the same temper, something you cannot wrap your head around with. But I'm a person in under investment, you have to have this quality, is that you really always have to think of something in all angles, right? Trust me, I really tried my best to think of this crisis. I still can't get my hand around it, okay? So I really try my best. If you've seen this video, you know that I try my business perspective. I try to talk something good out of the airlines companies. I really can say something good about specifically this behavior. It's not violent. It shows that how stupid the CEO and the whole management were, okay? So anyway, this is not just happening on airline. It's for any companies or stocks that you may be investing today or about to invest in, as long as they have a reservation system. It could be restaurants, it could be cinemas, it could be education courses, anything like that. So hopefully, it's not just an investment angle, it's a video that you can take reference of, you can learn something from it, I can share something to you. So hopefully, if you have any of your feelings, please blast it out. Leave me a comment under the comment box below, so I will reply all of them. So if you have any ideas and suggestions what I can talk about, so you can also leave a comment. So until next time, I'm Greg. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.